Meow 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 meow. Did anyone remember that thing in the past? No? Do you remember that from The Simpsons? No? Well, if you do, you're old. Welcome to Event 101. This is for Santa Claus update. The last of 2024's update. And perhaps something for a little while. But I'll get to that in a minute. As per usual, if you've never seen these before, I might as well go ahead and do this. But if you are familiar, then this is probably something that you're probably going to be like, oh, roll my eyes. But I have to keep doing it because there are some people who are new who've never been here before. So here's the gist of it. 1 second, please. Alright. I've got the music kind of starting now. Better music background type thing. You know what it is. Right. Anyways, where were we? Right. So, in order to start these updates, you have to unlock the promenade section right here. Last I checked, it was level 5, but, you'll probably get there pretty quickly so long as you start the whole thing off. So, just keep that in mind. So, there's that. When it comes to promenade, there are 3 things to keep in note. There's the scene. In this case, it's going to be Mickey's house, which is actually the item you get at the end, like I'll explain. It does have, I think this is Bella as a monster form, and she drops you the cat bed. There's this, the pet mausoleum, which gives you the currency as well as the points. And of course over here is Cat Heaven, which is the crafting area, which I'm kind of doing something right now here. So in the process, you can click on this to get to here, or click on the cat box here to be able to get to this section here. But yeah, the things in question, you do need something to keep a note of, which is very interesting as far as how this is going to go about, because it seems as though, let's just see this, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so the items in question, you need 2 of each of these in order to actually be able to get the cat bed and as well as the cat sweater, which are the 2 items in question that are more rare to get. But per usual, in order the name of the game is to complete the track here by collecting these weird paw print points. These paw print points will allow you to continue on with the quest line as well as get some certain things up there. It goes up to 33, and through that time you get a bunch of stuff like points, coins, items, decorations, and of course if you get to the gold pass here, you get Mickey's house, which actually comes with a new character. And the deal here basically allows you to, like, these are the deals in question that you have to get. So in order to get Bella's castle, which is an option, you don't really need this. This is more of a, if you want to keep the scene at the end of the event, you have to get all 3 of these packs. Now, in order to get these packs, it's easy to get them in a more like wait during the weekends or when deals happen, because deals will end up popping up. When they do, they end up going for a lower price, so you're able to get all these in the most profitable way. And so far it seems like you would get at least all these things here. Now, the pass here does come with some stuff already, but then it keeps on getting added once you pass a level, so these rewards will get better over time. When you unlock the pass, it will also open an access to be able to dump 50 of the Goosebumps card currency to be able to progress through the main story mission. So if you want to spend your Goosebumps, you can do so. These other packs do come with characters and whatnot, but they don't associate with the stuff. They haven't been doing that for a while now, ever since the whole change happened. But I digress. But anyways, this comes with decorations and, of course, scare items. But the one thing that's interesting about these is the fact that these in question do actually come with little animation, not animations, but tasks gets unlocked. Certain characters can do certain things. For the most part, majority of the characters, the mainstays, tend to have more quests and animations going for themselves than the premium stuff this time around. But regardless of that, there are some things here that will basically kind of keep you up in your toes. The more valuable of the characters that unfortunately doesn't do anything until you get some stuff is Lucy. Now, if you go to, say, Lucy here, as you can see, one of the first items you get, Search for Clues, gives you the box, so it doesn't really give you anything valuable. The other items, though, will get you probably animations and also the other stuff here as well. And as you can see, points also drop. Now, for the most part, these are pretty much high value. Like, this just kind of stays the way they are. But then you get the characters like this. So the cat bed gives you 75, so he's probably another animation task. It's hard to say which is and isn't animation tasks. For a while, it used to be characters who can drop the higher tier items, which could be the case, but last event didn't really show that, so it's very hard to say whether or not that is true. So you just have to keep it with a grain of salt. But it seems like as of now, yeah, so Mortman is the only one that actually can give you a lot more points by doing the fish tank thing. And unfortunately, in order to get the fish tank, you do need to shell out some money. How much money per se? Yeah, the most expensive one. So that is certainly something to keep in mind. The points themselves are pretty easy to get so long as you have certain things invested. Having characters go ahead and do stuff will help you very much so. The other thing is collecting the raw items, which in this case is shredded presents. Now, the shredded presents, you can buy multiple of these for 400 of the Goosebucks. I would advise not to do so because you'll get enough of these, and especially if you invest in with money, you'll get a lot of these in question. So they do give you an item as well as, okay, so they're still glitched, give you 50 bucks. Yeah, none, it's supposed to give you points, but for some reason it is glitched out. So yeah, that sucks there. But in order to get other points more faster, I guess, unless you get some characters to do certain things, is to sell stuff over here. It gives you a lot more points via, like, for example, if you do invest into the pack and get, like, Mortman's task, that item will give you 250, and it also gives you 300 if you sell it over to Satyr, so let's just keep that in mind. And, it seems like so the vest is the more valuable item to get too, so just keep that in mind. And then, of course, the quests here, just continue to do the quest per normal, and it'll get you points in order to move on. And then if you complete the quest altogether, you get some cash out of it as well. So there you go. If you do invest into the actual gold pass here, not only does it, like I said, unlock the pass here, but it also unlocks the new character Mickey. Mickey isn't really needed as far as like things go. It's more of an extra feature if you want, but it does continue on with the story, so it does give you some more incentive and another character to kind of play around with. So just keep that in mind. So other than that, everything here seems to be pretty much self-explanatory as far as things go. There's not a whole lot else to kind of talk about besides the usual stuff here. But yeah, most of the time when a character is available to do something or is able to drop items, they will show themselves with the background here. Now, with that in mind, sometimes that's not always the case. Take this for example. Marty has something here with a scaredy cat animation, but if you look over here, he doesn't show because it needs all of them in order to be unlocked, which is very dumb, but that's just how the game's coded. So the characters that are very useful is the characters you get for the first time, which is this case Lucy, Dustin, Marty, Sarah, or Sharon, and Mrs. Marr, Mr. Mortman, and the, so the 3 kids and the 3 adults, as well as the premium, in this case is Sharon. So she's pretty cheap to get, so you probably will be able to get her, so it's very valuable to get them. Unfortunately, every other character is not really as useful. They unfortunately don't really do anything as far as giving you usefulness, except for giving you the raw items that are needed to craft certain items, so that's probably the only useful here. The only other use is, and unfortunately, thankfully, due to their own problems, and that they are so short-staffed that they don't really do any changes or fixes or things of that nature, there is one character that can help you around this time here that may be of effect, and that is Jillian. Jillian drops you points. So, in this case, some of them 22, and 2 of these are 40. I'd advise you to kind of do the bad clown performance, because you do need that in order to craft the mouse toy. The other item, not so much, because really all you would need is yo-yos, the roach snacks, the tin cans, and it seems like these items seem to be the most common that they keep popping in, so they don't really seem to do much of changes. They just kind of change slightly, but other than that, not so much. These are pretty easy to get. Like, most of this is self-explanatory. It's very hard to kind of be not knowing what to do. Basically, just follow through all this stuff. There's another helpful tip to kind of keep in mind that might be of use. I'm not sure if this is a change, but this does might be of consideration if you're curious, which is some of the past items, namely things like this here, things that were released this year, namely stuff like the Sternum House and things of like the Sadler Main House and the Pirate Boat. These items drop you certain currency items, which can be sold at Sater's shop. And if you're lucky, they might pop in to ask you to get that for you. In other words, it gets you more points, just like down there. So if you have enough of them, and if you're lucky, you could get more points via that way. But yeah, for the most part, the name of the game is just getting points and just unlocking certain things, and it just kind of is self-explanatory. There's not a whole lot as far as things goes concerned, and things to keep in mind. And again, like this is kind of like why it's kind of hard to kind of do these, but people still like me to do them, so I'll still repeat myself over and over and over again, but hey, I do what the people want, man. If they want to do it, so be it. So, that's that there. The one other thing to keep in mind is when you craft things, you can click the building to get to this section, or just do what I just did. But keep in mind, when these items are done, in order to collect them, you have to click on the building like you saw earlier this part. You have to click on it in order to get it, because it will not come out any other way. So just keep that in mind when things kind of go that way. So, yeah. It doesn't look like there is a time thing this time around with exclusive items or so. That might change because we're still in the early developments, but I'm going to assume that they didn't do that. So just, do that as mine as well. Now, the thing to keep in mind is the Santa Claus pack, the All I Paw for Xmas, and the Perfect Present are items that you need in order to get the final prize. So the Meow or Never, Meowverse, and Kitty Aside are items that are optional. You do not need these in order to complete get the scene item, but they're also there if you want to get more characters to drop you more currency if the thing's available. I advise you not to get these unless, of course, A, you like the item, and B, it's on sale. And if you have extra cash, sure, do so. Otherwise, just don't. This is just gonna stick around. This is just to get you some items, like the two main ones, some cash as well as some event currency, which is 3,000, which does give you a bit of a progression boost. But really, these are not really needed and shouldn't be utilized at all. But do keep in mind that is the thing. Also, something else to keep in mind is the gold pass will end up going away one day before this event ends. So I don't know why this has been doing the thing, but they have been doing this as of late. So do keep that in mind, that do not just hold off on the longest haul. I would advise you to go and act on it as soon as it's made available, or else suffer the consequences, I guess, of just not being able to continue. But, again, that is your progression, that is your choice. You do what you think is right and go from there. But that's basically it. This is pretty easy to do. The story should be more festive. It's unfortunate that there's no snow or anything like that, but I guess they tried to make it feel a little bit Christmassy, so that's something to keep a note of. So yeah, it is unfortunate, but we make do what we can. Now, as far as when this event will end, right now it's 21 days, 22 hours, and 1 minute. I think I have the calculations here. So according to my date, this event is going to end Friday, January 10th, 2025 at 3:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is something to keep in mind of. Also, as we saw from the last update, it can glitch out and go exceed that. If that does happen, they will patch that out. So just keep in mind that, just keep it as if this game is going to end at a certain point, and then that's it. Once this event ends, all this stuff disappears. But for some reason, this will still be active, as well as this will be active, but it will be its own separate scene, or own separate crafting shop, much like prime example like this. You'll do that instead. And also the mausoleum will still drop you the presents and currency despite them not doing anything productive as far as things go. Also, I know this is called the mausoleum, or the what do you call it? Yeah, cat heaven, because that's just how it goes. But yeah, there you go. Anyways, that's it for now. I will see you next time. One last thing before I go. Just give me 1 sec. One last thing to keep in mind is that as far as what will be coming up next for next year, I have no idea. Usually they tend to have a Valentine's Day update coming up. However, I have talked to the main lead director of the program, and so far I think what's going on is that they're focusing their attention on getting a new game out into the market, because unfortunately this game doesn't make a whole lot of profit due to the whole circumstances as we've kind of known. So it's like the black sheep of the company, as we've seen, unfortunately. So we do get updates, but it's like every now and then, which sucks, but 'tis life, I guess. What I will tell you is that this update is not the final update and then that's it. It's gone and over with. They are going to make an update, trademark, soonish. But what I understand from it is that their main focus is trying to get this new game out. After that, they might give us another update to go alongside it. But just keep in mind, as far as when a new update's going on, no idea. There's no way to say so far, but as soon as I know information, I'll let you know. But yeah, that's it for now. So yeah, that's it for this update. Good luck. Hope everything goes well. Hope you enjoy it. And yeah, a very odd way to start this quest, but it's what it is. Till then, I'll see you next time for some more and hopefully continuations of the Event 101s. But yeah, I'll see you next time, and have a happy new year, and happy whatever. I do like the way they designed the Cat Heaven building, by the way, with the whole clouds and everything like that. But I digress.